Thank you, Connor. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Soul Work. I'm your host, Jeni Cousins, and thank you, everybody, for tuning in each and every week. And as usual, I have a guest on the show this week who's fantastic as usual, fabulous as usual, and she's got a lot of uniqueness about her. She's award-winning author and Huffington Post contributor and has been doing her work for many, many, many years here in Canada and the U.S. Or the UK, I'm sorry. And on the show tonight, there is Liberty Forrest. And thank you, Liberty, for coming on.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. We've had so much fun already. We haven't even really started the show yet here. So what are some of the challenges mentioned in your bio?
Well, like many other people on the planet, I grew up in a home that was very abusive and very toxic, and that certainly has had long-term repercussions. I remember having panic attacks by the time I was about 8, and that got worse. So when I left home at 16, I ended up being late teens and having several anxiety disorders, and I was a divorced single parent. That was a really good mix. Not. You leave home and you think, I'm leaving all that insanity back there. No, didn't work like that. So that led to a lot of health challenges because of the emotional issues, and it's been interesting, colorful.
Exactly. How do you view the challenges, even now, even reflecting back on it?
Well, I honestly really truly am grateful for them, and I believe that they were my education. I believe that they were all meant to happen because they are the foundation of all of the work that I've done. Right. So I couldn't do that work if I hadn't had those lessons and all of that learning, and be able to relate to people in a very compassionate way.
Exactly. And that's what I find is, especially when you've had the experience. You know, we can all get a degree in school and university, but when you've actually had that experience, you know, that's when I find you can really do the hands-on work with a lot of different people with that. Yeah. Because you can really relate with that. And you have written award-winning books also, right?
Well, one that won an award, but written several books, yep.
Yeah. You'll win some more awards for them.
I hope so.
Yeah, because this one here I have The Power and Simplicity of Self-Healing.
Yes.
Like that, I just really feel the energy right through that book as it is, even just by the name of it, just by your energy with it. Can you share with our viewers a little bit about your book?
Sure. That one came about as a result of having been ill, as I sort of mentioned, for many years. I had so many things that started going wrong by the time I was about 20. And then in my 30s, despite doing everything right, I was a non-smoker, I was underweight, I had a healthy diet, I hardly drank, I got lots of exercise, and I started having heart trouble in my 30s. That was just ridiculous. And I just kind of got sicker and sicker over a period of years, and eventually reached a point where I just couldn't take it anymore. And I got really angry. I said some words I won't say here, and I swore I was going to figure out how to fix it because nothing else was working. I've heard about people who cure themselves of cancer and other things, and I thought, I don't know how they did it, but I'm going to figure this out. So I started a process of research, really, and experimentation based on what I was learning, and I started to notice I was improving right away, and I thought, is this just me imagining it? So I started writing my progress, charting everything so I could go back and prove that, well, actually, yes, I am better. And after a while, I realized I was onto something because I ended up discovering a lot of the science behind what makes us ill and what makes us well, and proves that we do have the ability to heal ourselves of virtually anything.
Yes. Yeah. So did you just all of a sudden all of this wisdom came back, and then you just kind of used that?
No, well, some of it was bits and pieces of information that I knew or had heard. A lot of it was new information, and it was over a period of several months. It was interesting. It was almost like little puzzle pieces. Yeah. Just things that seemed interesting or something I needed to pay attention to. So I would investigate and go, this kind of is now connected to this, which is connected to that. And all of a sudden I saw this huge picture of the fact that we really are able to heal ourselves.
Exactly.
And I've never been as well as I am now.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. So when anything kind of sneaks up on you, you can kind of, okay, I know why that is coming. And if you don't know right away, you're going to see it right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the power of the mind is astonishing. Yeah. Astonishing.
I know.
And as a hypnotist, I've seen some really bizarre things.
Oh, hypnotist, that's right.
Yep.
You should come to the dentist with me next Thursday.
I could do.
Yes.
I could do. That's one of the things I have done, is hypnotize people for dental work.
Oh my goodness. Now that now we have to talk.
Sure.
Absolutely. So what is your best part about all of your work? Like, are you drawn to certain areas with it, or do you, like, what's the primary that you really focus more on that you find? Because you do like speakings and public speakings and one-on-one.
Yeah, I do workshops and I do
Yeah.
one-on-one work, and I do group things and speaking engagements and lots of things. Work is never boring. I don't have a favorite way to work with people.
Yeah.
The one theme that I would say is the most important in all of the work that I do is giving people hope.
Yeah.
And it's that thread has been there for years. And you can live a long time on hope. And I know what it is when that is gone. And the one really important thing about that, I think, is people sort of feel like hope is an emotion, and they wait for it to kind of wash over them and make them feel better when they're feeling stuck and defeated. But it isn't. It's a choice.
Yes.
You have to choose hope. It's a decision. And people will say, well, everything looks so bleak, and I have nothing to look forward to, and all of that. And I say, well, do you have a pulse? Well, yeah. Well, okay, then there's hope, right? As long as you have a pulse, there's still hope and possibility.
Exactly. So if you could pass on just one powerful nugget of information, what would it be to people? Like
that your beliefs are at the root of everything, because your beliefs shape your thoughts, and your thoughts shape your choices, and your choices shape your life.
Right.
The thing is, about 90% of our beliefs are unknown to us.
Yeah.
They're buried in the subconscious, and they're like an operating system, and they're wreaking havoc. If we don't know what the beliefs are, then you can't change them.
Right.
And they can be doing damage, these underlying negative self-talk, kind of destructive things that the ego does, because it thrives on self-doubt.
Exactly. Now I know, as we were mentioning earlier, Liberty had a snake, actually, a boa constrictor, wasn't he?
Not the one you're going to mention. I did have boas as well.
Okay.
Like Fluffy, he was one of them.
Fluffy. The reason why I want to bring up Bob, right, is because it was an interesting conversation we had earlier, actually. So, as I said, I'm not a fan of snakes, but when I said that, you said that people, let's say, who had fears of snakes or were not comfortable with snakes, when they came over to your house and you introduced them to Bob, what happened?
Well, Bob hid, usually in my hair or my clothes, because he showed them that he was far more afraid of them than they could be of him. Yeah. But he was also very curious. Yeah. And very gradually, because he had this wonderful personality, he was very bright and funny. And yes, snakes have personalities, quite separate from each other, just like cats and dogs and people. And it would only usually be about 15 or 20 minutes. Yeah. And they'd be holding him, or at least touching him. And actually, speaking of Fluffy, no, it wasn't Fluffy, it was one of my other boas. I took him over to see my former music teacher, Irene Bessie, some years ago, and when she had the shop off Deerfoot. And when one of my kids was having a music lesson, and she was absolutely horrified, terrified. She's like, keep him on the other side of the desk. But it was probably 15 minutes, she's holding this boa, got him draped around her shoulders, and she was taking him through the shop and saying, I need one of these. Can I have him? Can he be my mascot? She was just stunned at how beautiful and calming the energy was and how nice they feel to the touch. There's so many misconceptions about snakes.
Because that, the reason why I wanted to bring up Bob also, right, is it really shows you, actually, everybody, that, the type of energy you have with others. Because here's these people, let's say, coming in freaked out of a fear, and within minutes, you and Bob, right, have calmed them down. So that's why I wanted to bring it up. That there said a lot about the type of work that you do.
I do that in different ways, yes.
Right, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But I sure wouldn't be coming in there, okay, I want to see Bob. I'd feel like, yeah, let's meet up over here.
Oh.
You know, but it just says a lot.
Yeah.
So let's say, for instance, if somebody wanted to, because I know you do your events and workshops, right? If somebody wanted to like come see you or book an appointment, what's the best way for them to do that?
Best way is through my website. Got a contact form there. It's Liberty Forrest with 2 R's.com.
Okay, absolutely, everybody, you know. So just to let everybody know, of course, too, Liberty is staying the full show. And we are going to be taking calls, Calgary, right after our short commercial break. And that phone number is 403-539-6710. So write that number down, Calgary. We'll be right back after the short break. Hang in there.
You fill up my senses, come fill me again.
Fruits and veggies. They come in all shapes and sizes. And add color and goodness to every meal and snack. So whenever you eat, include fruits and veggies. And mix it up. For information and recipe ideas, visit fruitsandveggies.ca.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is Jeni Cousins. I'm Jeni Cousins, and this is Shaw TV, and of course, this is Soul Work. So we are now officially taking calls. The phone lines are now open, and my guest, Liberty Forrest, and I will be taking calls. So give us a call at 403-539-6710. And I was going to mention also with Liberty that when you were living in the UK, down in England, Liberty also, by the way, is a reader. You were doing readings, you were doing mediumship on stage with Sue Marchant evening show on BBC. And you were doing readings and mediumship with a live audience.
Yes.
How long did you do that for?
Depends which part, but I'd say probably about 6 years or so while of the time that I lived there. Yeah.
That must have been amazing for you.
It was fun. I loved doing the BBC thing because we'd have people sending just a text or an email, or they could phone, which was more fun, but sending a text or an email with a vague question. It was always fun, the ones that would try to test me. Like, really? Okay.
What's the winning lotto numbers?
Well, I had one lady call and say, I'm just going to give you 6 numbers, and I'm not saying anything else. I said, okay. So she gave me these 6 digits, and it was a date, and I figured it all out what it was, and she was stunned. She's like, oh, I didn't think you'd get that.
Because I know the energy is different over in England. When I was living over in the UK and Ireland, you know, it's different.
Very different. Yeah. But there's so much more of this over there.
Yeah, there is actually.
It's like everywhere.
It's really open over there.
Yeah.
A lot of unique, different things. When I was doing my readings over there, you know, it was really different because everybody I was talking to, you know, throughout the UK and Ireland and that, they wanted me, okay, come over here, come stay with me, and then, you know, we'll open up so many different things for you. And I thought, wow, that's really nice. We own a bed and breakfast. Come anytime you want. And,
yep,
you know, it was amazing, actually.
I found that the phone lines soul-destroying work, though, because it was just a stream of, is my abusive idiot boyfriend coming back to me? And you want to say no, and why would you want him back? But, of course, you can't really say that. or what's going to happen when his wife finds out?
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
exactly.
what do you think's going to happen? Like you're spending money to call and
Yeah.
ask me that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
it was,
I know. I know. I hear you. I hear you. I hold
Yep.
myself back for many reasons. But we do have actually a caller on.
Cool.
And that caller is Wanda. Wanda, hello?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And you have a question for us.
Yes, I do. I've been going through a lot of loss, probably in the last 2 or 3 years, but especially this year, like friendships and through death and things. And I really felt like there's like a void opening up in my life, and I'm feeling that I've still got some more changing to go through, and I'm not sure what's coming up, but I'm starting to all of a sudden get very uncomfortable about the next step that's going to happen.
No, everything's actually good. You're right on target, because what you're doing, right, because you're a very, very old soul, very karmical soul, you're very gifted as well. You're very intuitive, right? So one of your life themes here in this lifetime for you is to clear up a lot of karmic issues, and you're resolving things. So this is why things are coming up, and it seems like it keeps on going banging, 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 but it's giving you that opportunity to resolve and clearing things, and you actually are resolving issues, right? So you're going to feel the energy strong this week, especially today, because today, of course, is the full moon, right? So yeah, there's going to be a couple of more things coming up for you this week, right? Kind of out of the blue expectancies, but you're going to clear those, right? So I really feel that next year for you, it's going to open up a whole different area for you. And I keep on hearing countryside, like more walks in nature for you, because you're very, very gifted. It's almost like there's like a, I don't know if it's an eagle or a raven or something that's going to be very much around you. So pay attention to that energy. Definitely. Yeah. So things are going to be okay for you, but you're going to have a couple more things thrown at you. Hang in there. You're going to resolve it, and new doors are opening up for you. So it's all okay. It's all good. What about you, Liberty?
Yeah, the image I got is sort of like a big boulder being dumped in the middle of a lake. And there has been a big splash and bigger waves, and that's been going on. But I feel like you're sort of in the place now where they're getting smaller. So it's not this anymore. It's sort of smoothing out.
Yes.
And so there's still a bit of that.
Yeah.
And I keep hearing the word, I can't quite tell if it's clearing or cleansing, but they kind of mean the same thing. But it's that idea as well.
Yes, resolving. Absolutely.
But it's you're not really out of the woods, but it doesn't. It's like the worst is behind you. That's how I would see it. Bit of bumpiness still to go, but you'll be all right.
Yeah, by springtime.
Yeah.
Springtime. It's almost like springtime for you. Things are going to really open. Yeah. Really open. So you're going to be okay. And
I just wanted to say, focus on what you want and not on what you don't want.
Yes. Yes.
That feels like an important bit of information that you need to hear, I'm told.
Yes, absolutely. And you feel more grounded. And thank you for calling, Wanda.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. And we have another caller. And our next caller would be Rick. Rick, thanks for calling.
Hello, Jenny. Hello, Liberty.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, great. Look, I'm calling because I was very interested in what Liberty said, because I have devoted the last 3 years full time to trying to heal myself of a serious heart condition. And I've worked so hard, but I'm actually at a stalemate right now. And I just wanted to ask each of you if you can sense anything around that. And I plan on contacting Liberty to follow up on this.
Right. Go ahead, Liberty.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where, I mean, it's very complicated. I don't know what the reasons are, what the roots are, but there's always going to be some sort of an emotional basis there. Mm-hmm. And, I'll look forward to hearing from you and seeing how I can help in more detail. But for some reason, I feel like I need to say this, so I'm going to just go with it. Do you find yourself saying things like many people do, they'll say things like, oh, it just about gave me a heart attack, or, oh, it's like a knife in my heart, or, oh, it breaks my heart. Do you use language like that?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm pretty conscious of those kinds of
Okay.
phrases.
How
Yeah.
about in the past?
Pardon me?
In the past, perhaps. I don't know. I'm just,
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yes,
so it's
possibly, because this developed over time.
yes. So it's good that that's one big place to
Yeah.
start, because your body listens. You know, we've got the brain is creating thoughts. They're just electromagnetic waves. They have no actual substance, but they create these chemical
Right.
messengers
Yeah.
that go to every single cell receptor, and
Yeah.
it listens and it will respond. So at least that's one
Yeah.
big piece that you've already got down. So that's excellent.
Yeah, and it's almost like you got to completely keep your heart open and just let go, right? Because when you hold on to things so tight with control, it almost like things squeeze up and your heart gets tighter, and then it's like then I see problems around your heart.
There's also
Right.
an issue with joy, like
Yeah.
focusing joy, focusing on joy and envisioning,
Yes.
like meditate
Yeah.
on it. See
Yeah.
joy in your heart and really
Yes,
work on feeling
because
it.
it's the blockage around the heart.
It's a place to start. Yeah.
That's control, right? And you got to let that control go and surrender to it, right? It's let any and all control go because you're holding on to things too tightly, and you got to drop that.
Yeah. And
Right?
then there would be a lot of other on the other
Exactly.
levels, physical, mental, emotional, environmental.
Exactly.
So we can look at all
Exactly.
that when you contact me.
And thanks for calling, Rick.
Thank you.
We have another call on hold already.
Thank you.
Great.
You're welcome. And our next caller is Betty. Bet?
Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm an older female,
Okay.
and I'm just getting involved in a new relationship.
Right.
And I'm just wondering if you have any thoughts based on that, what I should take, and any advice on that?
Yeah, you just need to take things one day at a time, really, with this new relationship and completely and utterly surrender it. You got to mute your TV, by the way. Make sure you mute your TV because it's going to echo and you're not going to hear me, and I'm not going to hear you.
Yeah, I'm just moving away from that. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
So,
but
you know, we
surrender it
connect
all.
very well, but there's always questions when you're older, life experience.
Within 3 months, this is
2 weeks.
November. Yeah, but within 3 months from now, right, you're gonna have a huge more perspective on it. I actually really do feel that this person is very interested in you. I really, really do.
I do
It's
too.
almost feel like their energy is very, very warm, very understanding.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm really feeling it actually, really feeling it.
So just sort of like you say, a day at a time, and don't
One-
get too far ahead.
No, never do. If I, let's say, was in a relationship, I would have no expectations and I would surrender it and take things one day at a time, right? But
Okay.
for you, I'm really feeling the warmth with this. A lot
Okay,
of
well, thank you.
warmth and energy. Yes.
It is. It's lovely.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you for your advice.
You're welcome. Thanks for
Okay.
calling in. We have time. We have time for one last quick question, and it's Tina. I believe.
Hello?
Hi, Tina. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Really good. And you have a question for us.
Yes, please. A short question. Anyway, I had quite a lot of friends, and I moved away from the city at the end of the city. Now, some of my friends have passed away, and some of my companions, including family members, so I'm all left alone by myself. So I want to know, what is my future?
Right. Well, yeah, people pass, unexpectedly. Sometimes whenever we start losing a couple, it can go to a lot, right? But they're very much around you. Know that, right? That, like I've lost, 17 people now, both my dogs in a year and a half.
Yeah.
Right. So what happens is, right, all of a sudden you can feel that warmth and energy of all of them around. You're like, wow, So they're very much with you. You are very, very, within 2 months, things are going to really shift for you. I just kind of feel like from now until end of December, things are just going to kind of be as is, like candles, because then they're going to start flickering, right?
Yeah.
And that's them around you. The new year for you actually starts to bring in, I'm feeling actually more of a social life somehow with you. Because you're a really lovely person. What about you, Liberty?
February seems relevant somehow.
Yeah.
February, something feels lighter by February.
Yeah, exactly.
So whether there's new friendship or something, but there's a lightness about February.
Yeah.
And it's not that far away.
Exactly. It's not really.
Blink.
It's
Thank
not.
you.
Yeah, so things are going to open.
Because I'm lost. I've lost everybody, and including family members. And then because of separation anxiety, my health is going down.
No, but you'll be okay. You'll be okay, right? They're very much around you. Like what I would do is just say, you know, please give me a sign that you're with me. Doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them around you. But just say, can you please, whoever it is, you know, give me a sign that you're with me.
Okay.
Right? And they will do that. They will do that for you. Right, but definitely, you know, your social life is going to open. You're going to meet more people. They want you to be happy. You know, it's easier for them to think that and see that than for us as a human being still being here to feel that.
Oh,
so, you know, like just take things one day at a time and don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah, I have a son too, and it seems I don't even know them.
Yeah. Exactly. But you're going to find that. You're going to find that you actually might meet a young gentleman, not romantic-wise, but a young gentleman, like a son-type person, I actually feel. And I don't know if this is like a, what do you call it, like a nurse boy or something? Oh, God, I can't, the word went out of my mouth, sorry. Nurse boy, you know, nice-looking nurse boy. But, you know, it's going to be somebody that's going to check up on you, and he's a really nice person. It's like, yeah, really nice person. You're going to look forward to this company, right?
Wow.
But yeah, no, a lot of really nice things. So just hang in there, like hang in there. It's going to open for you. Very much so.
The wheel of life keeps turning.
It does.
When it's miserable for a while, it's always going to get better. It can't stay like this forever.
Yes. No, absolutely. It's just harder. You know, Christmas time too.
Yep.
You know, it can get hard, you know, for some people. It really can. I get that, you know. But just don't be hard on yourself. Like new doors are opening. New doors. You're gonna know who I mean with this. I was gonna say pool boy, but it's not pool boy, but nurse
really,
boy.
has he got a brother?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, because my condition is I don't want to get out of the bed in the morning.
Oh wow.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Yes. No, you're
like
going to
some
be
depression.
fine. We're getting the wrap-up sign already.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling, and I want to thank my guest Liberty Forrest for coming on.
It's my pleasure.
Absolutely. And I'm Jeni Cousins, and this is Soul Work live on Shaw TV, and I'll be back live next Wednesday evening at 6:30. Good night, everybody.
The proceeding was a community access program. Shaw is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit shawtv.ca. Opinions expressed in this programming do not necessarily reflect the views of Shaw or its employees.
Oh, hi! Today, we're up there. The Calgary Tower is hosting their 4th annual Art Up. It's local artists getting together, and you and I are invited. Yeah, my name is Phoenix. This is Go! Up there! over here. Come on, we're going to go upstairs. Come on inside. So we're going to go to the observation deck, upper deck. I know it sounds confusing, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's an area for local artists to show off their stuff. Cannot wait to see some of this, and you will see it as well too. Is this thing ever going up? It will in just a second. But one thing that we're really excited about